I'll be honest, I am very opinionated when it comes to games. I love to talk about the pros and the cons of games and really voice my thoughts on them. But I find it so pointless to get angry over a small problem when there's so much worse to focus on, which is what is currently going on with Jump Force. Currently, the game is getting attacked for the game only having 3 female fighters, which I am going to agree here, even if some people don't. That is a very low number in regards to any game, really. But I personally am disappointed with this number since this is a game that's based around Shonen Jump characters. There is a huge array of female characters that they could have drawn from here. Since this game was made in celebration of the magazine's 50th anniversary, I thought that we would be seeing more notable names. The ones in the game aren't bad choices per se, but don't get me wrong, I just expected more. Even with the entire DLC roster that was data mined, there will be one other female character joining the game, Biscay from Hunter x Hunter. It's not a bad choice. I just expected more for a game that is representing 50 years worth of history. Even if this isn't the direction that they wanted to go with the game, with adding more female characters, there is a whole other side to the fighting genre that is specifically only female fighters. So I do understand that people can still get their fix for female fighter games through these other games in the genre, but I do think that when it comes to Shonen Jump, there are very notable female characters that they could have added to this that they decided not to. Whether or not it was their direction to go for less female fighters or not, they definitely could have added a couple more, because I did feel like there were so many notable ones that were left out, and I feel like they just abandoned such good characters. So I will admit, I do think that some of this controversy isn't completely wrong, but what's wrong about the situation is that we need to evaluate if this game is even good or not. To attack the game due to its male-to-female ratio is very narrow-minded. There is a broader problem with this game unless you haven't been paying attention, and that problem is that the game just isn't very good in regards to a lot of aspects. Jump Force is getting 58% ratings and 6 out of 10 ratings across the board, and I haven't seen any ratings that are higher than in 70% in most places. I wouldn't be attacking the game and worrying about the male-to-female fighter ratio if you don't even want to play the game because it's a bad game, and that's the problem that I see here. If the gameplay mechanics are clunky and outdated, and the game's graphics are very poor, and it feels like a game that they put minimal effort into, even if there was a good amount of females, you're not going to want to play the game because it's a bad game, and that's how I feel at this point. Worry about the bigger issues. This is a problem, and if you have a chance to voice your opinion, voice it on how you think the game could be improved. Between things like a bad UI, unbalanced characters, lifeless story, super long load screen times, not being able to preview outfits before you purchase them for your fighter, there is a list of problems that need to be looked at before we worry about the number of female fighters in this title. Because you're spending $60 on a game that has too many problems to be enjoyable. You can still play the game without a good number of females in the game. Gameplay is so much more important than a diverse character lineup, even if they could have done better with it. Myself personally, I'm not purchasing this game not because they ruin the character lineup, but because the game itself has so many things that make the experience unenjoyable. Unfortunately, at this point in time, we know the DLC lineup, we know the main character roster, and yes, it is very lacking for a game that you have 50 years of characters to go through. I am disappointed with that, but I'm more disappointed that this gameplay experience feels rushed, and the game overall feels like an unsatisfactory experience. I feel like they could have done a lot better in terms of everything with this game, really. I feel like there's nothing surrounding this game that would make me want to say, I think that this is a full Shonen Jump experience, and that's just the way that I feel. You guys will have to let me know how you feel about this situation and about the controversy surrounding the game. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, and of course if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either which way, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys again really soon.